Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, October 31st, 2014. You can follow us on Twitter at CATEX TV. Next Monday through Thursday, I shall be in London and Matt Bernat will be doing the news. Riots still are ongoing in the country of Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in northwestern Africa, trying to get the dictator who's been in power for 27 years to not run for re-election. I suspect it's only a matter of time until the French Foreign Legion arrives in order to restore order. Meanwhile, in the West Midlands in Britain yesterday afternoon, in the town of Stafford, a fireworks factory exploded. I did not know there were fireworks factories in the United Kingdom. However, one did blow up. A 53-year-old man has been arrested in connection with the incident. The fire occurred at the S&P fireworks factory in Stafford. 3 people are still missing. Firemen are still on the scene. They remained there all evening working on the blaze, attempting to put it out. 4 people have died in the United States when a plane took off from the Wichita Mid-Continental Airport in Kansas. The plane, actually this is in Texas, I take that back, I'm sorry. The plane took off. It was a Beechcraft King Air 200. It lost engine power in one of its engines. It was a twin-engine plane. It was trying to return to the airport when it crashed into a flight safety building on 1851 Airport Road. The pilot of the plane was killed. He was the only man on board. And 3 people in the building into which it crashed were also killed. In the Caribbean right now, from St. Martin's, a small twin-engine Federal Express plane took off and crashed into the sea. It took off from Princess Juliana International Airport. It was on its way to Puerto Rico, and that has crashed about 3 miles from that airport. The 2 people on board are presumed dead. The pilot's body has been recovered. It was a twin-engine SH-36 aircraft. Very heavy seas and bad weather hampered the rescue efforts. Aon became the last of the 3 big brokers to publish its third quarter interim results today, and they showed a decrease of 4% in organic revenue for its reinsurance business. The fall was blamed on the decline of capital markets and transaction advisory business. As a group, however, the total revenue for Aon jumped by 3%. Earnings per share were strong, increasing by 27%, up to $1.04. So that's good news for Greg Case. I mean, the reinsurance market is very flat, obviously. Flat is generous. Russia has been hit by sagging oil prices and Western sanctions, and the central bank in Russia this morning raised its main interest rate by more than anticipated. It's trying to stem the fall of the country's currency, the ruble. They increased the rate from 8% to 9.5%, went up 150 basis points. The ruble fell to an all-time low earlier this week. The central bank has been eating through its hard currency reserves, trying to prop up the currency. Back in March, the interest rate from the central bank was only 5.5%. Meanwhile, Moscow and Kiev in the Ukraine have clinched a multi-billion-dollar deal that's going to guarantee that Russian gas exports flow into the Ukraine and beyond to the European Union. It's no doubt that economic problems are forcing the hand of President Putin. Japan's stock index jumped about 5% earlier today after the Bank of Japan unexpectedly announced a new stimulus to boost a flagging economic recovery. Other Asian stock markets were up. American stock futures remain very high at the moment. The bank said it would increase asset purchases by about jumping it from anywhere from $91 billion up to $181 billion. So this is good news for the Japanese stock market. And the investigation into the rocket that exploded off of Wallops Island, Virginia, right after takeoff or liftoff is continuing. That was a 14-story rocket, an Antares rocket, and it looks as if now that the insurance bill is clearing up. It's going to be about a $48 million bill, 1/3 of which believed to have been placed with Lloyd's carriers and American carriers. Tropical Storm Faye, as well as Hurricane Gonzalo, hit Bermuda in the past 3 weeks or so, and there's still a number of people who are without power down there now for 18 days. And when something like this happens, it always raises the question, why aren't the electric lines buried underground? Why are they all up there on those power poles? Well, the Bermuda utility, Belco, came up with an estimate that it would cost $375 million in a full decade to bury those wires, which would mean that an extra $87 a month would be billed for the next 10 years to each customer. The utility said that putting the above-ground system underground presents operational challenges, such as the difficulty of repairs. Identifying, excavating, repairing, and reinstating underground cables can be a time-consuming, labor-intensive process. This is the 2-year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy in the northeastern U.S., and after that, and the power blackouts that ensued, that was a big question here too. If it costs $375 million to replace them in Bermuda, imagine what that would cost in the Northeast. But it's something that should be done. That's the news for today. Happy Halloween. Have a good weekend. And Matt Bernat will see you on Monday.